guys, just thought I'd give you a little update on my Losi 5T. She's pretty much done now, ready to go bashing again. There is one part that I've got to get still. It will look a little bit different from last time. The last video I mentioned that I was going to keep this fairly stock. Well, that's sort of changed a little bit because I came across some fairly cheap upgrades. I came across the rear brace, the alloy center mount, this arm, top plate, and that was at a fairly reasonable price, pretty much half to below half the price of new. So I thought, I might as well get it. I really wanted this center mount, being alloy anyway. Swapped over the motor because the other motor was playing up. When you were letting off on the revs, it was holding the rev up real high. It actually sounded like it was a really high idle. It just idle, just the carb screws. No matter what I did, I couldn't get it right. It was just something not quite right about that motor. So this is another one. This is a 30.5. A bit of a bits over motor, got bits of everything. I think it might have a stuffer crank in there as well. But and also what I got was this easy. I don't think it's an easy start, pull start, but it is a lot easier than your stock one. So as I was stripping it, putting the steering in, I noticed that the bearings were all full of dirt. So I cleaned them out, and I thought, I might as well look at the wheel bearings. And yeah, they were actually really bad. They're looking pretty sweet now. But yeah, they were shocking. There was actually, I think, one or two of them that were seized up. So I could have bought, like everything, you can buy brand new, but I thought I'll just clean them up. WD-40 them in. I just soaked them in oil overnight, refitted them, and yeah, they came good. And while the steering was out, as I mentioned in the previous video, I've had some issue with this bottom nut on the steering coming loose. And then as that comes loose, your steering comes loose and you lose a bit of steering. So I put a bit of blue Loctite on that, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah. Also, I showed in the previous video that I made these bars. All I did was get some tubing, squash the end of the vise to the right angle, drilled a few holes, cut a few sections, and also I made my mesh mod for the bottom of the motor, the crankcase. All it is just a bit of I think it's steel or aluminium mesh, and I cable tied it all around. That's pretty much it on that. Well, I gotta say, so far this pull start is awesome. Bit of handle, bit of feel to it. You don't have to wait for it to latch. So if you like yanking hard on it, I just oh, that's pretty good. Like, and the motor's got a fair bit of comp. I'll turn it off. This one's got pretty good comp. It just feels better. Okay, so if I don't, I've got to still put a little bit of pressure on it. I can't just let it do itself. Far out, what a difference. For $24 something, shipped. There was a few mods to do. Down at the bottom here for the Losi, I had to cut in a bit because that brace was hitting that brace down there. Let's see if I can get, there you go. It's in that brace. So cut into that. On this fan, on this flywheel cover, there's these little tabs that your pull start sits on. Well, this plastic thing wouldn't sit on there right, so I could have gone the other option as well, but initially I didn't think about it. I just cut the tabs off and it fit. But what you could do is just drill out the holes in this plastic thing so that it goes over those tabs on the flywheel cover. But yeah, better handle. I meshed it up myself. Bit of steel mesh and some cable ties, easy. But yeah, I don't know how long it'll last, but geez, so far looks awesome. I've got some footage of this running, this servo without this that I made myself, and far out, the movement that you get in this is nuts.
What are you, Daddy?
My mesh plate's still got looking good, still doing its job. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, after a good clean, it's come up good. I was going to paint strip this pipe, but I'm not going to worry about it. But there you go. Just got to clean out the air filter, give it a good clean, fit it back on. I did notice that it's a little bit tight here, so there's no movement. So I did put 80 weight oil on the front, and it is better, a lot better than what it was. It's still under extreme, it still hits, but it's not bad. This one now, the back seems to hit more on the front, but I reckon that should be alright. So yeah, so there we have it. Until the next time I break something or upgrade something. But, happy bashing.